The first lady of the podcast.
I feel like I'm so excited. I've never been a part of a crew. I feel like I'm a part of a crew.
You are.
Fuck yeah. I feel like this is a crew I should be a part of. This is my time.
This is your time.
This is my crew time.
And it shows us the power of one Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you went on the Back Pocket podcast.
I did.
They were just here last Friday with us, right?
I saw that.
Yeah. And then you were making your podcast run.
Yep.
And you hit me up. You said, hey, can I come join the crew?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is I had just signed the lease on this spot.
Yeah.
And you were the first full-blown first interview at all.
That's a dream.
And then I put in some elbow grease.
I know, and it's beautiful.
And the only thing that's still standing from the day you were here is that couch.
Yep. It was a good couch.
It still has our butt sweat in it. You're
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's exactly what people want.
I made you leave your scent before you leave.
I always try to.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm just going to like scoot across the fucking stage before I leave. Like, what is that? Khadijah? Yeah, it is.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a few of these.
I hope so.
Okay, you know how like there's this trend right now with girls and their long nails, but not just long nails, but they're long to a point?
Yeah.
Where they look almost like they are a tigre?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No. But like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like they're an animal.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Now, say you're getting your makeup done, right?
Yeah.
And a girl has her nails just like that. They're like 3 inches long.
Yeah.
And they look like they could, basically leave a mark.
Yeah.
What would you say to her?
I would assume that she knows how to navigate that. I'm not going to go into somebody else's work and be like, do you know how to do your job with those hands? But if something happens, then the words start.
Well, in today's day and age where we're battling the coronavirus, like there's got to be some flamunda down under those things. Like you can't tell me there's not.
Yeah, no. It's definitely hard to keep your nails clean. When I used to do acrylics, I used to use a toothbrush to like clean under my nails.
Oh, you were committed.
Yeah. Well, because like you eat or like it's just under there and it's like, oh my gosh. You just look one day you're like, Jesus.
Yeah. So
growing stuff.
People say certain things have more bacteria and germs than others.
Yeah.
I tend to think that, you're using your hands as tools all day. And if you have really long nails, chances are good. That's probably one of the dirtiest places in America.
Yeah. But speaking of makeup art, if you're a good makeup artist, your hands actually never touch someone's face.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's all the tools.
It's all the tools. So if like a makeup artist is like in your face, like their hands, like that is unsanitary. Mm-hmm. Like that's why they have all those tools. So they should never touch your face, actually.
Speaking of sanitation.
Yeah.
You're a sexual education teacher.
Perfect transition.
We have talked about this.
We have. I love talking about it.
And that's kind of like we hammered home last time how perfect of a fit it is for you to be an up-and-coming, blossoming comedian.
Yeah.
As well as a sexual education teacher.
Yeah.
How perfect do those two fit together?
It's like ebony and ivory, actually. Like, it's the most perfect. Because, like, I think I said this the last time, but if I'm bombing, like, I could always pull in sex ed stuff. Because every single person alive has some experience with talking to their parents about it, talking to their kids about it, learning sex ed, having kids, like, because sexuality is so ingrained in all aspects of our life that people can really resonate with it. I hope. That's my hope.
When you're teaching, is it more of a serious tone or kind of a comedic tone, which will allow for these kids to be comfortable?
Both. It is like a classroom. So sometimes I'm like, hey, get it together. Or they try to like bully me, I guess is the shorthanded way to say that. And sometimes I got to get them together like I'm not the one. But I do like to keep it fun. They're so curious. I've been teaching a lot lately, and these questions are just like y'all really want to know stuff.
When you're putting a condom over a cucumber, do you have to look these kids in the eyes and say, this isn't realistic?
So we use condom demonstrators. They look kind of like wooden penises. We call them woodies in the office. It's a real thing. I'll send you a picture of it. I'll send you a picture of my Woody.
What?
Nailed it. Hey-o. 5 minutes in and I fucking got one. Boom.
Are you trying to send me dick pics?
Hell yeah. I want to know what it's like.
Oh my gosh. The first time I will ever be receiving a dick pic from a woman who isn't a transvestite. That's normally where you have to say, wait a minute, Nick. You've gotten a dick pic from a ladyboy before?
Yeah, well,
I haven't.
That feels like a story for maybe another day.
I was in Thailand. I got dosed.
Or a story for today.
It happens. No, I'm just kidding. It never happened. But like, when I think of, because it's a different story where it's like a butch lady named Wanda, who's your sex ed teacher.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of going to be straight across the board the entire time. You're just kind of grinding through the awkwardness. Sure. But when you have a sense of humor tied to it, from your teacher, that's got to be a gold mine.
And openness, and it's not like, I'm like, don't say that. Like, everything, like your curiosity is welcome. Like, this is the place to ask your questions. I'm the person to ask. Because, like, my hope is that we're just laying a foundation for people to make, like, the healthiest decisions for themselves and also, like, enjoy sex when they decide to do it.
I don't know the age of the kids you teach, but has there ever been a time where you started off the year where you had no pregnant kids in your class, and then you ended the year with a pregnant person in your class?
I don't know. We're not there long enough. We just do like specific like curriculums. So the longest that we're there is like maybe a month. Because
them kids are fucking.
They are, but like most of them are not. Like statistics say that by the time someone is in a senior in high school, 66% of like high school seniors have not had sex.
What school are they doing documentation on?
All of them. Every school. All the schools in the United States. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, their research is a little off.
Why do you think it's off? Everybody thinks that, but like people are not having sex as much as people think they are.
Actually, I think that would be true in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was like keeping up with the Joneses, where if like your friends are fucking, well then you gotta start fucking.
But I think people are saying they're fucking and they're not fucking. Let me tell you a story.
Also true.
Let me tell you a story. So I just got done teaching this 8th grade class, and this kid comes in like cool shit, like, okay. And he's like, I don't even know I need to be here. Like, I've already had sex. And I'm like, okay, great. And like anytime, like while I'm teaching, he can add that in there. I've already had sex. He does. So we get to condom day, and I'm like, these were 8th graders, so a lot of them will say, like, I haven't had sex yet. I don't know the answer to this question. But I'll say, like, sometimes when I talk to kids older than you in high school or kids a little bit older, they say that they don't like using condoms because it doesn't feel the same. This same kid who's like, I've had sex before, was like, I don't know why they would say that. It feels totally the same. And I was like, in my head, I was like, you've never had sex. You know what I mean? Because someone who's had sex would not be like condoms the same with and without a condom or sex. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. Because everybody who's had sex with a condom and without a condom, it's different. You can feel it. You know the difference.
There's a barrier there.
Yeah, that's what we call them, barrier methods.
You do?
Yeah. It's a barrier between people's fluids.
Yo, I want some of that natural fluid.
Good. Your wife's lucky.
I know. She is. Me and my wife, I'm trying to think. I don't think my wife and I have ever used a condom. Ever.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. We haven't.
It's great.
We just looked at each other. You're good. I'm good. Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's fuck.
Yeah.
Let's get some fucking done.
Mm-hmm. There's less risk the older you get to be able to like not have sex with a condom.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Okay. So like less risk. So when you're younger, between the ages of like 15 and like 24, that's where the STD rates are the highest, that age bracket. So the older that you are, the less likelihood that you would contract an STI. Pregnancy is different. You can always get someone pregnant.
Not to mention, if you got a 35-year-old who's got STDs, chances are good you can pinpoint from the top down that mother sucker probably has STDs.
By looking at them?
I'm a judge by the cover.
Okay. Well, good for you, but it is almost impossible to tell if somebody has an STD by looking. Yeah. Most of the time they don't show any symptoms. Like somebody could have an STD for months and never have a symptom and feel fine, look good naked, taste good, whatever. And you wouldn't be able to know it until you're like, I'm going to go to the clinic and like check on my status. And then like, yeah, you have chlamydia. And you're like, holy shit. Like I didn't even feel like I had chlamydia.
Damn.
I know. Always teaching.
Damn.
So that's the thing I love about sex is like it's a lifelong, like you can learn more about sex the older that you get. Like there's never like, well, I'm done. I know sex now. Like I'm done learning. Like I learn things about it every day.
I feel like tantric sex or tantric sex is going to be, it's like that's the middle-aged go-to when you've got Randy who's fucked them all and he is so just like looking for, he finally found his soulmate at the age of 48 or some shit, right? This dude, he goes on a couple of spiritual retreats and silent retreats and he comes back, he's like
starts doing yoga.
Yeah, starts doing yoga and now he's like in tune with himself and he's like past the day of just fucking. Now he's really trying to get into some of that tantric. Yeah. Some of that my energy working in symbiosis with your energy. So let's lock each other's legs, awkwardly look at each other in the eye for 14 minutes, and then we might make some casual fuzzy bump in time. You know what I'm saying?
Good for Randy. That may not work for everybody. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm impatient. I can't look at you for 14 minutes. Like, we fucking yet? We fucking yet? Like, check the timer. Like, are we fucking yet? Like, come on. Like, I'm ready.
Especially when you're parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having sex as a parent is a whole different ball game because it's like you got to kind of like you either plan ahead or you got to get to it when you can.
Yes, the spontaneity is kind of taken out a little bit.
Yeah, you just really got to get down to business.
Yeah, when
you got the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes a little bit more planning and effort, but that is also like a transition of life that can make it really special, right? Like, yeah, we have kids now and we can't just be like, walk in the door, boom, like we got to make fucking chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese for these motherfuckers. Otherwise, it's a child protection case, so we got to do that. But there can still be ways to like add like the surprise element to it and like just weave it in. It just takes a little bit more effort, which is, you know, as you get older, everything takes a little bit more effort. Me getting up off this chair is going to take more effort. You know what I mean? Like
I'll help you.
Thank you.
But I'm going to have to put on plastic gloves before I help you up.
Okay, that's fair.
And face masks.
All right.
I learned to take vacations. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the sex when you come back from vacations, that's where it's fucking A1.
Oh, so you're going like on vacation without your wife?
Yeah. I
believe it. Like being able to miss somebody that you like really love and just like are kind of with all the time, that can absolutely kind of just spark a little flame. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Congrats. Yeah, it sounds like you're doing great in your marriage.
Nah, I still got a lot of work to do.
Like what?
I've kind of always been like a closed off person. I might be an extrovert. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But like emotionally closed off?
Yeah. Okay. And like really trying to like emotionally just open up. Yeah. And like not think it's weird. Yeah. Because I genuinely ask my wife how her day is. Yeah. You know, instead of just going through the motions where I do that, where like I'm like actually curious. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Does that feel different for you when you feel like you're intentional about the questions? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does.
How does it feel different?
It feels like there are like barricades that I'm crushing through with a bulldozer. Yeah. Like emotionally where like you feel like almost like you're like, God damn, I really am broken. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We all are a little bit, right? But the thing that I love about what you're saying is the fact that you recognize it and you're like actively trying to like make changes, little changes, being more intentional, being even mindful of it. That is where like the progress happens and the growth happens. So look at you. That's awesome. Like those are big wins, even if it feels small. And like your wife notices that.
I don't know.
She does. Yeah. No, you have to live in your victory because don't do that because that will have you not I'm gonna therapize you now.
Let's go.
I was about to say, who's interviewing you here?
I can't.
Switch. Switch is real.
I'm with it.
No, but because like it can feel scary and being vulnerable is risky. And even though you and your wife have like amazing connection and been together for a long time, like entering this new phase of openness is scary, even with someone that you know really, really well. Right? Because it's unknown. There's a lot of things that you do with your wife that you're like, I do this, she's going to react like this. I know it is predictable. You like have it. But doing this thing that's very different can feel really scary because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Right? And then when people kind of get in that, they're like, oh, this feels uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if it's working. Like, I don't fucking, you know what I mean? So you'll talk yourself out of it instead of like getting over that discomfort to where it like feels good. And like, it sounds like you're kind of like living in that discomfort a little bit, which is like progress. That's moving forward in the right direction.
I think we should, honestly, as you know, the war on drugs slowly dies. I think MDMA therapy should be like an annual thing for couples, for married couples.
I don't know a lot about it, but like the very little I know about it, which is basically watching like a Netflix commercial for like fucking, I don't know, who is it, Heidi Klum doing, you know, and I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm with it. I'm very terrified of it. But I get the benefits and the research that like really supports like different aspects of people's lives and being able to like microdose and like all of that. Like, I think it could be really great for people.
Yeah, I think divorce therapists are like strongly using it nowadays, and they're using it for PTSD veterans and stuff like that, where I really think that'll probably be the future before people throw in the towel, or when they're having issues with vulnerability, they'll start using MDMA therapy for things like that.
Being vulnerable is like something that nobody, like, you have to seek that out to like understand what that means. And like, I think we talk about like feelings right up here, but like thinking about what it means to be vulnerable and like openly talking about that, I feel like it's something that's really new. I always have to be mindful because I also work in an industry where like we are deeply having these conversations on a daily basis, but it's not like widely spread in the norm, you know?
A reason to backtrack why I'm pretty sure that the numbers are probably closer nowadays for kids and their anti-promiscuity is because it seems like kids are so disconnected right now from a relationship standpoint. Does that make sense?
Like, they're not even, like, they're too busy Snapchatting.
Yeah, they're so busy with that. Like, I used to get anxiety if it was a Friday night and I was at home playing video games and out with my friends.
Yeah.
I used to get anxiety where I needed to go out and be a social butterfly.
Yeah.
I felt like a freaking weirdo. And nowadays, kids are so comfortable doing that. Where it's like, wait a minute, bro, like, you're not out chasing the opposite sex or chasing someone you want to be promiscuous with. Yeah. Like, that used to be the game. Yeah. Where you were always just kind of like on this mission of like.
Yeah, the game's the same. The medium is different, right? Like, it's the phone, but the game's the same. It's so funny because when people talk about like all the core things are there, like, you go through puberty, you have hormones, you're like, oh, guys, it's like your sex hormones kind of come and you start being attracted to people. You're like, oh, yeah, like, and, you know, like, it starts, but it's just different now. So back in our day, we had to get our shoes on and hop on our bikes and, like, show me your tits. Okay, I'm on my way, be there in 20 minutes, like, run, like, here I come, like, tits, dick, cool, all right. Now it's just like, show me your tits, and it's like, click, send, or you know, you have some really good ones that you kind of like, tits were looking good that day, that's the one, you know? And so it's all the same. And then, you know, just like back in our day, it's like, are we gonna have sex? And I specifically remember, like, we didn't have great sex ed. I mean, and so I think the information is now accessible, right? When we did a book report, we had to go use the encyclopedias. We didn't fucking to make it current. Bitch, this is from 1982. It can't be current. Like, it's not current. But now kids have all this information at the ready. So they are accessing good information, sometimes not so good information, but it's there for them to kind of have an understanding around sex that we didn't because we didn't have access to it.
My Google was the written in part when I would open up a book and it said, a friend would write, flip to page 97. You flip to page 97 and there are the boobs. Yeah. That was my Google.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of, there was purity to it.
There's purity to it, and there was like, I don't know, like just like a mystery. You know what I mean? Like the first time I saw a penis, I was like, what? Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't see one until I saw one, and I was just like, I don't get, like, why does it look like that? You know, like,
hand it over, Randy. Give it to me, Randy.
Yeah. It was, his name was Chris.
His name was Chris.
Yeah.
Did you guys date
the first
long?
time?
Did you guys date
long?
long?
I think I lost my virginity when I was 17 years old, and I think for a 17-year-old, it was a long time. It was like 8 months. I was like, this is forever love, you know?
Chris, when we gonna get down?
Yeah. And then we did. And it was like, I was done and I was like, is that what everybody's talking about? Like, and I just was like, sex isn't good. Like, I don't like it my first time. And then I was like, well, maybe I just got to like try again with someone else. And then I did. And I was like, I don't like this. And then I like didn't have sex for like 3 years. I was like, it's just not my thing. I was doing other stuff. But then I got with somebody who was a little bit older. And I was like, I get it.
I get it. This man's a stallion.
Savage.
He's a savage. And then you had a child.
Not with him, but I did. 16 years ago. What?
Were you 20 when you had your baby girl?
21, yep.
21?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
it was just all from promiscuity. You just said, I'm just going to keep fucking until I can make one.
Definitely didn't say that. Nope. That was not the goal. Like 100%. Nope. That was not it.
We can cut that part out.
No, we should leave it in.
Yeah,
Got it. Post-production. I got it. I'll leave it.
I wish, like growing up, I wish my therapist was one of those hormone monsters from Big Mouth. You know what I'm saying? Where I can have one that would like maybe talk me into things, but it would also like kind of be practical with me as well.
Yeah.
Because like if I just had a hormone monster to walk me through my hormones that I didn't know, because let's be honest, like parents are no fucking good at breaking it down for you.
No, we do. I do parent education too because of that reason. So I talk to parents on how to talk to their kids about sex and relationships and their values and how do you communicate your values around these topics to your kids. Mm-hmm.
What's like a
Whoa. I was like, hey, I was like, y'all have mics. They don't talk. They just hold them. All right,
we exist.
I love
exist.
it.
Just timing wise.
I love it.
what's a misconception that parents have about teaching sex education to their kids?
Yeah, the one that always pops in my mind is if you talk to them about it, they will do it. And that's a myth. It's actually the opposite. If you talk to your kids about sex early and often, then we call it their debut. When they have their like debut of sex or the first time they have sex is usually later. Mm-hmm.
Statistically,
yeah. Facts,
mother sucker.
Yeah. But think about that, right? Like if you are growing up and you're having like little conversations about sex, and you can ask your parents questions about it and it's open and, you know, it's not this thing that's like, well, I just want to try this. Like, I've never heard about this. People are talking about it, but like, I don't like that. They're talking about it in the same way that their age is. So like 16, like a bunch of 16-year-olds talking about sex, it's not like responsible. They're not thinking about their values. They're not thinking about what's important to them, their goals, how this relationship could affect it. And that's what parents get to do, because when we're going into schools, we're not talking about like our values, right? We're having conversations with young people to get them to explore their values, but it really also has to come from home, because that's not our job as educators, right? We want people to be raising their kids with their values that they find important when it comes to sex. And so we're like supporting parents and having this conversation.
Do you ever relay the sacredness of sex? And is that ever anything that's taught where you kind of talk with these kids? I'm just trying to word it correctly. You talk with these kids on kind of the procreation scale and why sex might be more sacred than just pleasure.
I mean, we talk about abstinence.
Transfer of energy.
Transfer of energy? No, we don't, because developmentally they don't understand what that means, right? When we're talking to 8th graders, like where they're at developmentally, they're really black and white thinkers. They don't have the capacity to think about the nuance of that. And like people usually don't until like they're in their 20s, unless they're really intentionally like thinking about that, which a lot of people are nowadays. So we don't, just because when we are going in, we want to provide them with skills, with support around having conversations, support around like answering their questions, like how people get pregnant, how STDs happen, STIs happen, and what they could do to prevent that, and have them think about like how important that is to them. Because if a young person is like, it's really important to me to not get pregnant and not get an STI, and they really think about that deeply, the hope is that they're making decisions that align with that. So they're not having like unprotected sex, they're not engaging in those risky behaviors because they want to protect something that they value really deeply. Does that make sense?
How has the age of porn changed sexual assault? Has it enhanced it?
I don't know. I don't know any statistics about that.
In kids? Because of like a disconnect with males where they see porn that is just not normal.
Yeah.
And then that's how they approach their sexual relationships?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know that, because like I'm not really talking to kids about like, tell me about your sex life. Like I don't know like what they're doing, but what I do think is happening with porn is that kids are getting a misconception about what sex is. I think they're getting a misconception about like what pleasure looks like or how somebody's supposed to look. When we do anonymous questions in middle school, like people have a lot of questions about like penis size. They have a lot of questions on like how to make a girl squirt. Like those
straight to anal?
Yeah, they ask a lot of questions about anal, sex positions, like things like this that I think are like driving right from the things that they've seen in porn, and their minds like they don't understand it. They're like, I don't understand like what's happening to this person, and like I got questions,
So many angles.
So many angles.
They didn't teach us that in geometry.
Yeah, but I also like to say like when I get these questions and I kind of always bring up porn, I'm just like, think about it like this. Like we would never learn how to drive from watching Fast and the Furious, right? So we should not be learning how to have sex through watching porn. Porn is entertainment. Everything that like looks good on camera doesn't necessarily feel good for people's bodies. Things that are happening, like it's an entertainment that is made for adults. And sometimes they get that, and and it's a good like analogy because nobody's like drifting on Highway 100, right? Like nobody's going like 500 miles an hour.
You don't go straight to the league, little Billy. Got to earn your way up.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but okay.
What? You got to put in your hours fucking.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Experience, because they always ask about pulling out, and they're like, my pull-out game is strong, and I'm like, probably it's not, like usually people, and I tell them like people who are really good at pulling out are a little bit older, they have more experience, they understand their bodies, and when your body is changing, like you can ejaculate almost at any time, and pulling out, if you're doing something that feels really, really good and right before it's like gets the best, you're like gonna stop. That's a hard thing to do in the moment, right? That's something that somebody really has to be committed to.
They're looking at it as just a physical act. And in the grand scheme of things, as you get older, you realize how much mental plays a role too.
The brain is the biggest sex organ, the biggest. So people are so focused on genitals. If your mind isn't in the right place, like that could alter the way your body like reacts to sex or responds to sex.
Well, dudes who have issues with pre-ejaculation, it's all upstairs.
It can be, yeah. I mean, or if someone's like coming early or earlier than they want to, I think there's a lot of like stigma that I think probably goes on. And I don't know, I don't have a dick, but I'm just like hypothetically speaking. I think there's a lot of like pressure that you're supposed to like last long and like do like fuck forever. Like newsflash, girls don't want that either. Like, you know what I mean? They're like a fuck for 3 hours. Like, well, she didn't want that. I can tell you that much right now. Like nobody wants to be, like give me good 20 minutes, take a break, glass of water, little wipe up, and maybe again, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
That's where the symbiosis between the two plays such a role because, like you said, women don't want it for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think there's also something in our culture where people are like afraid to speak up and like while they're having sex and communicate during sex and like talk about it beforehand, and people don't understand how much better it could be if you're having like a conversation with your partner around sex. And it could be like a part of foreplay. It doesn't have to be like, can I put my dick in your ass? You know what I mean? Like it could be like a part of the
You just said that like a robot.
Thank you.
Can I put my dick in your ass?
That's going to be our new single.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can I put my dick in your ass? No, you may not.
Can I put my dick in your ass?
Please do not do that.
Can I put my dick in your ass?
I will run away.
Please let me put my dick in your ass.
What the fuck I say?
Skitty pop pop.
And the scat. Skitty pop top pop pop. Don't put your dick. That's what it sounds like when someone puts their dick in my ass.
Boom, boom, boom. So much pushback.
I know.
You know, we have a squid over there.
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? We got a squid. And never mind. You didn't get the pun. Anyways.
Oh, shit. Was it a SpongeBob thing?
No, just the
What is it?
the chompers from the squid's mouth. The chompers from the squid's mouth.
What do they do? Just explain it.
It's the brown eye, baby. It's the brown eye.
Oh.
What goes in might
Squids having anal sex?
No.
Oh.
Their mouth. Their mouth.
clearly don't
What goes in might not come out, sucker.
Oh, shit. I don't know how it's related. But
And notice how we got peanut butter in the middle?
yeah.
Yeah, we like to keep it brown town over here.
Yeah.
That's how I was raised. Are you a Jason Momoa type?
Is everybody? I mean,
He's Aquaman. I asked because it seems like Jason Momoa is like a universal soldier for being a fuck machine.
what?
Yeah, like
I had no idea.
any woman would be down with Jason Momoa.
I think so. If like a woman is into guys, then I would maybe. Someone would be like, I usually like skinny, like nerdy guys, but I'll give this one a try, like if I have to. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
So is it the beard, the eyes, the long hair, the figure? What is it?
It's like everything. And I hear he's like a fucking sweetheart and treats his wife really nice. You know? Like that's actually what it is. Like we don't give a fuck what he looks like. He like opens the door for his wife. He's a fucking gentleman. Like that's all we fucking want. You know, it just happens to be covered in like a 6'7" fucking dude who looks like that with a beautiful mouth. You know what I mean? It looks like he could like take you sitting on his face. Like you know what I mean? It looks like he can handle it. But it's really because he's sweet.
He could handle that leg lock.
100%. 100%, I bet.
See, like there's, like the anal trend, right?
Is it a trend?
Well, it's like porn has made it a trend.
Okay.
Okay. There's also the sitting on the face trend, which is like, back in the 90s, that wasn't really getting talked about.
No, you're right.
I'm going to come sit on your face.
No.
And now it's like, are you going to sit on my face tonight before or after dinner?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Maybe people have always liked it, but like, they're like, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. People are really like sit on my face. I'm like, because I'm single now, so I'm like dating, and people are like, sit on my face, and I'm like, okay.
Is that coming via Snapchats, IG, direct messages, or in person?
Like where it should happen on Tinder.
Oh,
I don't get DMs like that at all. And I'm so thankful. I don't know what it is, like why some people get like a lot of sexual like advances on social media. I don't.
Okay, so it's going down. It's going down on Tinder right now for you.
Yeah, it's wild.
Meet me in the streets. It's going down.
Not in the street, but
Meet me in the alleyway. It's going down.
no.
Meet me in room 105 at the Hilton.
No, I have a
It's going
house. Like, just come to my house. Like, I got a bed. I got like my daughter's gone. Like, just come to the house. We don't gotta meet it. It's going down
in
like
the sheets.
Yeah, in the sheets, like a fucking regular person.
Me in a regular bedroom, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know where are these weird places.
Nick's like, meet me at the Grand Canyon. It's fucking going like, okay, like I gotta book a ticket. Like, Jesus,
Dude, like 9 years ago, I had a Tinder for maybe 6 days. So I'm confused.
I got it.
I don't
Me
get it.
too. I'm kind of confused. I don't understand like exactly how to work it. I'm figuring it out on the go.
Do you feel like there's like almost like as a mother of a 16-year-old, like a grown ass adult professional, do you feel like it's almost more work to even try to build a relationship than just to create a fuck buddy?
Yeah, and I recognize in myself really soon. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want a fuck buddy. Like, I need somebody I can talk to. It can be like I'm busy. It can be like casual, but I don't know what I want, but I know it's not a fuck buddy. But it is hard. Maybe Tinder's maybe I'm not supposed to be on Tinder. Maybe I should get on eHarmony.
Match.com?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because you're approaching this with an end game in sight, like there's light at the end of the tunnel.
I don't have any expectations. I'm good single. I'm good in a relationship. I think I am meeting people and being intentional about myself because that's the only thing I can control, and doing what feels good for me in the moment. And wherever that leads me, I'm okay with it. The ride has been up and down.
How important is a sense of humor in a relationship for you?
Super important. I want somebody that can make me laugh. I'm a goofball. Like, 90% of the time, if I can't bust out in a fucking anal song with you, I might not be the one for you. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that basically make us kindred spirits when we can do that?
Yeah. That's why I'm part of your crew.
Put it in my butt.
Please don't.
My motherfucking butt.
Please don't.
Put it in my butt.
If you're gonna grab the lube.
Put it in my butt.
If you're gonna grab the lube.
Ass.
Damn, I kind of regret coming up with that song right there.
It's our theme song.
New EP, bro.
Yeah.
It's that new
It's gonna be the
shit.
outro.
I'm really like I find it so interesting that like the human anatomy can pick up on trends. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the airport down in Miami, for instance, you see some butts that were not created by God.
Oh yeah.
Then you go to the airport in Los Angeles and you see noses and lips and chins that were not created by God.
Sure.
And it's pretty crazy how like per the geography where you are, you can actually see different trends in the human figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so interesting.
That is interesting.
Like on Instagram right now, these Instagram models, the ones who have had work done, they are going to regret once the Kim Kardashian trend goes away.
Yeah.
They're going to regret the fact that they were trying to look like someone else instead of themselves. Maybe with a little, don't get me wrong, I like plastic surgery. I think plastic surgery is definitely an asset to people's insecurities. And however,
for whatever reason that they wanted to do it, like you're supporting that, but we're just having a conversation.
But trying to look like someone else because that's the trending look, I feel like that's a dangerous measure to be taking because the market's become saturated.
Yeah, I think plastic surgery, listen, it's not for me. I probably will never have anything done because I'm scared to be put under anesthesia. It's a big fear of mine. Now they figure out how to do it and I can stay awake. Now maybe I might, who knows? But I don't know. I feel like it's also like culturally, like what people, what body types they feel like is appropriate or like accepted, or like what is popular, what is attractive. Like when I was growing up, big butts were not the thing. And people were like, Khadijah, your butt is so big. And I'm like, all right, well, like, there's nothing I can do about it. And it wasn't a fucking trend. Now it's a trend, fucking popping. I was like, about time, butts come. You know what I mean? But culturally, like, it's always been a thing. Like, being curvy and like all that stuff has always been like really celebrated in my family. And like, so I don't know. I guess if people want to get plastic surgery, good for them, right? Because it's their money, do what you want. Or it's your sugar daddy's money, whatever. But the thing is like, that makes me nervous is like, we don't really know like what this is going to like do to people's bodies like down the road. We just haven't had it long enough, right? So if you're getting like butt injections and butt implants and like what kind of health problems are you going to have because you want it to look a certain way? And for some people that risk is worth it, and for some people that risk is not. And I think, you know, we might come back to a trend where being super skinny and tall is a thing, and then what are we going to do, you know?
They're setting their kids up for disappointment when their kid turns 18, 19, 20, and she doesn't have the jawline like her mom has or the nose like her mom has.
That's interesting.
She's got the beak while her mom's got this primped up nose, and it's like, Mom, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And then mommy takes her down the street to her plastic surgeon, and then they get work done. And you're seeing a lot of that, especially out west, where these girls are, you know, kind of being thrust into, due to keeping up with the Joneses, into these positions of trying to look like that figure online.
Yeah.
And then it's
or
really
to look like the best version of themselves, whatever they feel like that should be.
And don't get me wrong, like I've had friends who were so insecure about their nose and they got a nose job and that was all they ever needed.
Yeah.
But when enough is never enough,
Yeah.
that's a dangerous place to be, because then you're kind of like blanketing some emotions that are yet to, you know, be experienced.
Yeah.
And it's a very, I don't know, I feel bad for people that they even have to go to those lengths.
Yeah.
Because I really wish that everyone could just be totally comfortable within the skin they lie in.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I gravitate so much towards you, because you are just 100% wholesome in who you are.
Am I wholesome?
You are.
'Cause I'm like, pussy, eat my ass. Okay. Cool.
Let me sit on your face.
Yeah. Wholesome family show.
Why don't you come and hold some of this dick?
Yeah. Ooh. That was fucking nailed it. That was a good one.
I like that one.
That was a really good one.
That one came from the soul.
I heard it. I heard it come up and out.
Whoa. Did you hear that, guys? Sometimes when it goes in, it does come out. All over your back. All right.
That felt like that was just for them.
That was dirty.
It was aimed at my boys. Dun, dun.
I love it.
You like
are
it?
on a fucking roll. I
know.
love it.
I'm sleep deprived.
Yeah. You're like, I'm really tired. I'm delusional.
I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
You should have heard her this morning. Dom was at the house, and as I was getting in the shower, Dom just showed up. I'm getting in the shower. I hear her in her crib start to freak out. And I'm like, normally, that's where I can just, you know, ride out the count and ride out the wave.
Yeah.
Still get in the shower, get my shit done.
Yeah.
And then come out and she'll be kosher. Nah, she just kept crying the whole time. And I took her out and bring her out to, you know, say hi to Dommy, right? And sure enough, she wasn't having it, because she just woke up, pissed diaper, you know, hasn't had her bottle yet. And she just continuously freaks out. And then when you don't give her cartoons, dude, it's a drug to these kids. If you don't give them their cartoons, she's flipping all the tits. And sure enough, it continued. And she was throwing a fit while I was trying to throw on her boots. And then she did throw on her jacket well, but the boots were just World War III. And then, God forbid, we leave the house without a bottle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm basically raising a little drug addict, is what I'm saying. So, like, things like this, people think that they have energy. And you know this as a mom, like, when you get through that shit and that's your morning every morning,
Yeah.
that's where it's like, I'm a hardened warrior
Yeah.
in regards to being able to
Yeah.
just, you know, make sacrifice and capitalize on shit.
Yeah.
I have to deal with a screaming alien every morning that, like, kind of likes me, but only if I give her shit.
Who you
know what I'm
love
saying?
with your whole heart and your whole being. Like, you just want to give her the world. She's like, fuck you, Dad. Where's my bottle and my cartoons, motherfucker?
So I'm always in this transactional state.
Love that. Mm-hmm.
Just to, like, see to it that she kind of likes me.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
parenting.
And God forbid if mom's around. If mom's around, I'm public enemy number one, unless I, like, make this awesome offer. So, like, last night we're out to eat, and she doesn't want anything to do with me unless I'm operating with a full plethora of crayons. And then once she gets sick of those, she goes back over to mom, unless I'm going to take her over to that driving game. And then it's like me and her time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our go-to every single time we're out with the family. I have to escape with her just so I can have our time.
That's special.
You know what I'm saying?
She'll remember that.
Even if it's just 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but every single day I wake up to the devil every day.
Yeah. I wake up a 16-year-old every day, so.
What is that? Like, you're the hormone monster within your own house.
100%.
What's that like?
It's easy. My daughter's actually really easy and good. Like, this is how I wake her up. I wake up, I go downstairs, I open her door, I turn on her light, I close her door. That's it.
And she's up and at 'em?
She's up and at 'em. I trained her that way.
Really?
Yeah.
You probably have. Can I hear your snap right now? Oh, that's a mom snap. Did you hear that? One more time. Yeah, that's a mom snap. It's consistent.
Fuck over here.
Yeah. Can you whistle with 2 fingers in your mouth?
I can't whistle at all.
You can't?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
What the fuck? Your blowjobs are so awkward.
No, they're amazing. Look at this mouth. I'm a go-getter, okay?
She's a go-getter. Actually, that's very funny that your snaps are that consistent because sometimes, you know, like for me, mine vary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, my daughter told me
What?
that the noise from the snap comes from your finger hitting this part of your hand.
Yep.
I never knew that. I thought it was like this
It's
part.
never from here.
It's
like
never this. Yeah.
I did it.
My daughter's the smartest person in this room. Well, she's not here, but if she was here, she'd be the smartest.
I'm not sold.
Yes.
I'm not sold.
Fucking Google it. You could, yeah. You don't hear the noise until it hits your finger, until it hits your hand. Slow motion.
Damn, y'all got me thinking.
I know.
See, if we had...
This is the shit that I have, this, my conversations with my daughter, this is the shit that I have to talk about with her. Because she just thinks she's right about the dumbest shit. She probably is. Like, I'm never going to fact check that. I was like, that's awesome.
Well, we got our Google Oracle right over here. And
Oh, yes. This is a perfect Google moment. Oh, my God. If she's fucking wrong, that will be the best.
because then we got to FaceTime her. And we got to tell her,
I don't have FaceTime.
you're
but
wrong.
She'd be
You're
like,
wrong,
what
honey.
are you talking about?
Sorry, honey, you're wrong. And listen to me snapping in the microphone.
Already, like, it's a common question on Google.
Tell us, Dom, is it fact or not?
The sound of the finger snap is caused by the pad of the middle finger slapping the ball of the thumb. So, pad of the middle finger, ball of the thumb.
Yeah. So my daughter was right.
Bro, I got to see slow-mo of this. I hope. Can we put that in the corner? Yeah.
Yeah.
As another screen, we'll put that in the corner.
Okay.
Where it's slow-mo and, like, we need proof.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, but I just can't vibe with that right now.
That's a great way to be. Never just take the answer. Always be curious for, you know, to look for the answer that you want, even if it's wrong.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Slow-mo it real quick.
That's good. You always are thinking about not just the information that people give you. You're a free thinker.
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit.
Okay.
Not always, though.
Okay.
Sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Normally, if they're just like, if mainstream media hits you with like across the board, their predetermined outcome they want you to believe.
Yeah.
That's where I raise a flag.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm not really buying into all that.
Good for you.
Like, but then you have like anti-vaxxers right now, right? Where I think everyone, if it's affecting them personally, that do whatever you want with your body.
Yeah.
But when it's gonna start affecting countless others, that's where I kind of have an issue with it. You know, like just the HPV shot.
Yeah.
They're actually they can show you tangible results as to why you should probably get HPV so you don't get fucking cancer, and why they should give it to you while you're in high school.
Yeah.
But
The earlier the better.
That's what's been consistent.
Yeah.
And guess what? It is so you aren't a 35-year-old with human papillomavirus cancer.
Human papilloma.
Fucking right, dude.
Nailed it.
Fucking right. I kind of listened.
Yeah. You did good.
You know what I'm saying, though? What?
Found a
Okay.
video
Can I see that? Can I see that?
It's about to blow your mind.
Did you watch it?
This is a sexual episode. You should probably tone it down when you say that.
It will blow your mind.
But there's nothing saying we're not getting sound from the fucking literal snap right up there, dude. He doesn't have enough pressure on the thumb. Show Khadijah. He doesn't have enough pressure on the thumb.
I believe my daughter, but I'll look at it.
No, with that one, it looks like the slap with the finger to the pad is making the noise, and I will buy that.
Yeah.
I will buy that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have that good pressure.
Yeah.
Well, it could be the fact that it's slow motion that's kind of throwing it off.
Deceiving.
Yeah.
Maybe. I used to go to school with this giant, right? His name is Cody, and he always had warts on his fingers. It was nasty. But his hands were so big, he could literally clap them. Like one of
I've
those.
seen people do that when there's like plop, plop, plop. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
He had the longest fingers I've ever seen. They would basically slap the bottom of
How
his
tall
wrist.
was he? 9 feet tall?
He was like in 8th grade. He was like 6'7", 6'8".
Poor guy.
He
Oh
was
my
tall
god.
as fuck.
That's probably hard for him, and his body probably hurt.
You want to know what the worst part about it was?
He kept growing.
He wasn't athletic.
Ugh. No, you can't be at that age, at that tall. You don't know how to fucking work your body. You're just like doing that.
Sounds like a sexual ed class.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to work his body yet.
Yeah.
He's got to become a seasoned veteran before he can thrust those hips like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Because so here's the deal.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez basically forced me through puberty. What? It wasn't Britney Spears. It wasn't Christina Aguilera. It was Jennifer Lopez.
Like a fly girl. You were like, look at her dance.
Well, it was like just her and Catherine Zeta-Jones, I think, probably.
Fun.
Before, because what's her ex-husband? Kurt Russell? Kirk
What?
Douglas. Kirk Douglas claimed he got throat cancer from eating vaginas.
I remember that.
Which is like, so does Catherine Zeta-Jones have a radioactive pussy?
I don't know what she has.
If he's getting throat cancer from eating her out.
Was it throat cancer?
That's what it was, yeah.
And he said it was from eating pussy?
Yeah. Which is like, dude,
Cancer?
talk about being a married man who will say anything to cover up a lie from the fact he was smoking cigarettes on the side.
You're right. Like,
We're fact checking this right now. The Oracle will speak.
The Oracle, please look
yeah,
it up.
because I kind of remember something about that, but I don't remember the details.
What's the names again?
Kirk Douglas. Yeah, Kirk Douglas.
Actor who had throat cancer from eating pussy.
Throat
Google
cancer
that.
from eating box, dude.
I mean, I know you can get STDs in your throat, but I don't know about cancer.
What kind?
Chlamydia and gonorrhea.
What do those signify? Like, what is one of them makes your droopy dick drip, right?
That's trichomoniasis.
That's a different one?
Mm-hmm.
So what is chlamydia and gonorrhea?
A bacteria.
Really?
STD. Mm-hmm.
And it just like goes away eventually?
Nope, you got to get tested, and then you have to get antibiotics.
Antibiotics?
Yep.
And it's like an internal disease?
It's like a STD that is in like your reproductive system.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, so that can affect people on a later date if it goes untaken care of.
Right.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
So
not-
like Gabrielle Union, what she's really open about, like it's in her book, like she got chlamydia, didn't know, and it turned into pelvic inflammatory disease, which is PID, and basically that the fallopian tubes are like get scarred, and the fallopian tubes is where fertilization happens. So if somebody has chlamydia and it goes untreated for a really long time, they develop PID, it could make them infertile because of that. So getting tested is really important. And like STDs, STIs are really common. I mean, I think there's like a stigma about it, but like if somebody's going to be like engaging in sex or sexual relationships with people, the responsible thing to do is just get tested. And if something happens and you have chlamydia and gonorrhea, you're responsible about it. You tell your partners, you take your medicine, you get retested and make sure everything's good, and you like go on with your life, right?
Yeah, if you're realistic about it, we're meat sacks filled with fluid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your bathroom has too much fluid untaken care of inside of it, and with humidity, it can get mold. You're a meat sack, and you can get crusty.
Well, with hygiene, like the idea is like you probably wouldn't
Sit on my face.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, Oracle.
Here we
So
go.
when I was looking up Kirk Douglas, the name that kept coming up is Michael Douglas.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, Mike
okay.
Douglas. Sorry, Kirk.
There is no Kirk Douglas, like he doesn't exist.
But in June 2013, in an interview with The Guardian, his type of cancer was human
Oh yeah, HPV, human
HPV.
papillomavirus.
Yep. And it was transmitted by oral.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So he got HPV in the throat
Yes,
from eating pussy?
that can happen.
Damn. All right. He was being honest to his wife.
Yeah,
He wasn't smoking cigarettes.
that's amazing. Honesty and communication.
She definitely had some radioactive pussy, though,
Is that what that is?
if she had HPV,
Okay.
right?
I'm not like super into science, but I don't think that's how radioactive stuff works. But I'm also not that much into science.
Just let me have this moment.
Okay, you're okay. It's like against my morals to be like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I don't know if that's right.
This dude's a fucking idiot.
We're all learning.
I think
Constantly.
we really need to make scrubbing the vagina cool again.
And balls.
And balls.
Yeah. I think we need to
I think
make
it's
that.
very important to scrub your balls.
Yeah, I think like hygiene is important and people should be cleaning their body from head to toe.
I always heard that like girls can't put soap in the pussy.
Right.
Why is that?
Because the vagina like cleans itself, and if people are using soap, hold on, just wait, just wait. If people are using soap or like douching, that can throw off their pH, and that can cause a bacterial infection. That can cause a yeast infection. So yeah, like you're like when we say don't put soap in your vagina, right? We're not talking about don't put soap on your vulva, right? You know, like vulva.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But no, okay. He's just looking at me like, just shut the fuck up and just like go into explaining it. So vulva, outside, right? So vulva is like where your mouth goes. Vagina is where like the penis or like a tampon or maybe a dildo will go. So vagina is the pathway inside of the body. The vulva is on the outside, right? Which I think is a really important distinction when we're talking about cleaning your body. So we say that douching and putting soap inside of the vagina is not good. You should be washing your vulva, the lips.
The lips. So what if you get really soapy water and you sit down really fast inside the bathtub?
I mean, baths are fine. I think people, like, you just have to know your body. Everyone's body's different. Sometimes if someone puts a beautiful bath bomb, some lavender, it could irritate them, right? And that's just something that someone has to know about their body. But the next person could go in and it wouldn't, like, do anything. They wouldn't have any side effects from it or sensitivities.
So can't foods affect the smell of the poussoir?
Yeah, and the taste of cum.
That's right.
Don't say pineapple.
Salty, sweet. Yes, that's right.
It can change. It's never going to taste good. Okay. It's never going to taste good, but it can change the taste of cum or ejaculate.
Really?
There's also a TikTok trend where if you had oranges and you put it on your testicles, you'll taste it 5 minutes later or so. I don't know.
In your mouth?
In your mouth.
Dom, can you look that up, please?
What? What?
You heard of?
I've never heard of that.
No.
It's a
Like
TikTok
I need
trend?
to type it. I need to understand what I'm typing.
type in to Google, can you taste oranges if you rub it against your balls?
How would that even work?
I don't know. TikTok.
You got a different kind of skin on your balls region.
Yeah, I mean, it's thinner, right?
I mean, yeah.
Right, it's thinner. But
It can be stretched out.
maybe it's like a.
You can make
I'm
winter
like really trying to think about
winter socks
how
out of
this
your
would be.
ball skin.
Why?
How? Some people are gifted.
What do you mean?
Some people it stretches way below the kneecaps.
They should see a doctor, maybe.
Hey, some people like to sail. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it sounds like in the wind.
Nick, you're flying away. It's all just my balls.
This is my
Don't worry.
balls. You're like holding onto your nuts and like your ball skin is just like you're just like flying like that. So fun. It's like the new up. It's like different. Yeah.
Damn, that man can take a draft and run with it.
Look at that. And then he's in the air, up and at him.
Nick, you're really gifted. You know that? Oh, don't worry. It's blame it on my dad.
And my long balls.
So what's the deal, Dom?
I'm trying to actually confirm it before I like spew off something that's possibly not
Oh,
even
dude,
true.
this podcast went off the rails from the jump. So pretty sure if anyone, the only time
I say it's not true. Like that, I want to know the science behind it. What's the statistic?
So the first thing I found, a medical journal, I haven't gotten to check where it's from, but a medical journal was released in 2013 that claimed testicles, along with other parts of the body, have taste buds. It says that these taste receptors have been found in tissues other than the tongue, such as the digestive system, the respiratory system, brain, testes, and spermatoza.
Oh, well, I just
And somehow people are only now dipping them in various solutions to test the theory.
Oh,
Like juice.
Okay.
I just bought new oranges yesterday from Costco.
Please do it.
Check this out. Check this out.
You have them in your pocket? Oh,
My wife, she sent me a picture. She must have brought one to work today. She sent me a picture. This is just
tell her, honey, save it. I want to put it on my balls later.
yeah, right here. She's like, "Oh my god, these oranges are so fucking good." little does she know, Daddy's about to dip his dingleberries in it.
That's funny. But you know what's so interesting that I could see how that is true because fun fact is that we also have like the tissue in our nose. Okay. I don't exactly remember how to say it, but basically like you can get an orgasm from sneezing because you have like erotic tissue in your nose.
Yeah, it is
That's a thing.
1/10 of an orgasm.
Sure.
That is the
Like when people sneeze and they go, oh, like that was an orgasm a little bit, I
yeah.
think.
So I believe it's 1/10 or 1/8 of an orgasm.
Yeah, there's like
sneezes.
something like some kind of tissue in your nose that is like can cause you to have an orgasm.
Would that be possible for like the ears too? Like when you hear that, like just that right song, that right part of a song, and it just like
Yeah, I
think
mean
about
probably. Probably.
Cotton swabs like
Hey, can you look that?
mean-
Can you look that up though? Do sneezes cause orgasms?
Yeah.
I remember hearing that a few years ago, and then I said, "Damn, I'm trying to go into a dusty room so Daddy can get his rocks off."
Yeah. But that's the thing that's so amazing about the human body is like there's like erotic zones everywhere, and like when you really get curious with your partners and like explore, like you find so many places in your body that feel good, even if it doesn't have erotic tissue
A foot
or taste bud tissue.
A foot massage.
Yeah.
That'll get my dick hard every time.
Perfect.
Swear to baby Jesus.
I swear to baby Jesus.
Man, a foot massage after a long day.
That's it, right?
After a long day of clod hopping. Tell you what, after a long day of dance class.
Do you take dance class?
Huh?
You heard me.
Dude, didn't you know we're
A hip hop group?
venture capitalists over here?
Oh shit.
Can't you tell by those calves?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what's going on with these calves and the tapered sweats? You have to be in a dance crew.
and these cows.
That's
Thick old
amazing.
I was in Dancing for the Arts last year, got second place proudly. Should have won. I threw an ad lib cartwheel in. And we're talking, this is something we practiced for months.
Yeah.
And day of, I decided I'm just going to do a fucking cartwheel towards the end of our routine.
You just went fucking rogue.
And I did go rogue. The director told me not to do it. I still fucking did it. And I pulled it off though. I pulled it
did?
off. Yeah, and I had the crowd going crazy. And the only reason we lost was because the final dance, we were second to last. The final dance, they literally just did perfect. And I think they paid off the judges. So I'm gonna. They actually asked me to.
Scandal.
They asked me to. I was supposed to be the co-MC because the co-MC moved down to Chicago. So they asked me, "Oh, Nick, you brought the energy, and you're a voice. Like, would you come and be a co-MC with Laura Lee?" I was like, "Absolutely." They pulled the co-MC from me. They say that they're only using one MC now. They changed their structure. But Nick, would you want to come be our opening act? Our
do a
opening
cartwheel?
dance? Would you come be our opening act, our opening dance? And I was like, I'm going to think about it. And then I said, yeah, not going to happen.
Got it.
Because, sorry, long story short, but dancing is on another level, dude. It's one of the hardest things you could possibly fucking do.
So
Yeah.
fun, though.
Seriously, it's one of the hardest things you could ever do.
I love it. I dance different now, but I love it.
Have you ever done a twerk video for your man?
No.
You haven't?
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we brought,
I'm more of a like in person type of person.
like, let me sit on your face type of person.
Yeah, like if someone's like, send me a twerk video, and it's like, schedule a meeting. I don't know.
Schedule.
I don't know.
Must wait 3 business days.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it is just like not my thing to like send videos. I'm so paranoid about people like screenshotting them and then posting them and like, I'm mad at you, and I'm gonna post. I don't know. It's just like not for me. But I will like video call somebody and like sex that way, live, which is probably way worse.
You just get right to it. She goes straight to FaceTime base.
No, I'm just, well, like with someone that I'm comfortable with and know, like not just like a stranger I meet on Twitter, but like if it's somebody that I'm like, okay, this is my dude, like whatever.
Have you seen that movie Ma? M.A.?
No,
It's a Jordan Peele movie.
no, I do not like scary movies.
It's kind of scary, but it's like kind of like sad, scary too, where it's like this woman's really sad, right? And she would like religiously FaceTime these people. And I was thinking your FaceTime maneuvers are similar to hers probably.
God, I hope not.
Where like you hold the phone way too high and you get right down to business. That's what she would do.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that's like, you remind me of a person who ain't got time to bullshit while we're FaceTiming. Bitch, if we're FaceTime, I'm getting right down to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think if we're like at a point where it's like, oh, let's FaceTime, like that's the reason for the FaceTime. Like, that's why we're doing it.
So then if it's like, let me sit on your face, do you just like sit on your phone then?
Well, there's some things that are just have to be done in person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna blowjob you. Like nobody. That's, you know what I mean. Not doing that. You know, I'm not doing that. That's
I'm not going to try to whistle at your phone.
Yeah, that's not sexy. Be like, are you like that? Like nobody's blowjob face is sexy. Have you like? I don't know.
Oh man, this motherfucker went off the rails.
Sorry.
All right.
Leave it to me. I like talking about sex. It should be like this fun and this open.
Leave
right?
it to Beaver.
So to nose in on
Yeah,
this conversation real quick.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
So like orgasm, sneezes are reflexes involving tension and release. There's not a lot supporting it, but there is the erectile tissues that happen in the nose.
Yes, thank you.
Erectile.
Thank you, sex educator.
I bit my tongue. Erectile tissues.
Erectile tissue, that is what it says in
Yeah,
this.
like your nose can get aroused.
Yeah.
And like, so, oh shit.
And there's
Fun
people-
fact. Oh, are you going to say it? Are you going to say it?
There are people who, when they get aroused, they actually sneeze because it reacts.
Yeah. Also, fun fact for guys who take Viagra, sometimes they'll get a nosebleed because it's aroused.
And that's why animes always do that little nosebleed trick.
Oh,
makes sense.
shit. They're taking Viagra in anime. That shit's why I don't watch anime. I'm just assuming.
Fun facts.
Fun
They
facts.
make it like a thing in anime where
Yeah.
like if you're aroused, you get a nosebleed like real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would imagine that people don't even need the Viagra to even make it a thing. Like,
Yeah.
there's probably some people where it just happens.
yeah, maybe, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Damn, I
This-
got a boner. Achoo. Achoo. I got a boner.
Achoo. Achoo.
How many songs can we come up with at the end of this podcast?
All the time.
Oh, don't get a bunch.
We could just go for days.
Yeah.
But I think it's time we get into one off.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Khadijah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Honkai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honkai. Honkai.
Is that what I talk like, or are you trying to sneeze?
Okay. Cool. Really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks
too.
for coming on.
So fun.
Would you like some nuts?
Yeah.
And by nuts, I mean sun butter.
No, by you doing this, I totally knew what you meant. I was gonna buy some graham crackers at the store. I was like, I hope he gives me some butter.
Oh, you were really gunning for sun butter?
Yeah.
Girl, I got you.
Thank you.
Girl, I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll let you decide whatever kind you want. There's
Yum.
some crunchy. There's some all natural, which my favorite is.
So many different options.
I don't like the
Original,
no sugar
creamy.
added. I like the creamy.
That's probably what I'm going with.
Yeah, the creamy enchilada is pretty good.
Yeah.
Here.
Thank you. Oh, it's a Jenga moment. With my water, so we don't wreck your equipment. You get a stuffed animal. You're so good.
Say what?
Because it's like carnival game.
Oh, hand it over, lady. All right, Khadijah Cooper, she's performing tonight, but you won't have this at that point, so really doesn't fucking matter. My name's Bert Wellington. I'm here to take jobs again tonight at 10. Let's get into one off.
Okay.